Hey everyone, and welcome into the Wednesday edition of FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Ariana Whittick, so let's get right on into it. As we take a live look at Doak, it's kind of ominous, the sky in the background, as some storms are going to be working into the Tallahassee region. But right now, partly cloudy. I'd even go mostly cloudy, 83 degrees and a south wind at 5 miles per hour. And as we look at the temperatures across the Big Bend region, we're going to see temperatures in the 80s, and then up into Donaldsonville, you're going to see 79, a little bit cooler in Apalachicola at 77. But that rain I was talking about, you can see those scattered showers across the Big Bend region right now, and some may be working into the Tallahassee area over the next couple of minutes, so be on the lookout for those. And for tonight's headlines, we're going to see some stormy weather patterns here, rounds of severe weather, and passing it off to the next Wednesday team leader. All that and more on tonight's show.
Happy Wednesday. My name, I am student meteorologist Elizabeth Temple.
And I'm student meteorologist Josh Mullane, here with your Wednesday night show. So we have a lot going on, especially with severe weather that we will be expecting from today throughout the weekend, especially in Tallahassee.
Yeah, so we did see that rare hatched hail risk for eastern and central Florida, and we will see some more of that for our region. I mean, maybe not the hatched hail risk, but so we will be getting storms throughout the next few days.
We'll also be, since today's our last Wednesday show, we'll also be doing our annual clipboarding pass-off.
Yep, and so now we'll take it over to the wall with Joy.
Thank you so much, guys. As Ariana was mentioning earlier, we are starting to see those clouds bring in some storms into the region. Although it does say partly cloudy in the screen, we are going to see a lot more clouds come into the region as storms from the west move into the east, especially in the Tallahassee region. So if you are planning to go out tonight, make sure that you stay alert and stay safe, and maybe bring an umbrella if you do go outside. However, those storms will not really cool off our temperatures. We are seeing low to mid temperatures here in the Big Bend region, a 79 in Donaldsonville and 77 in Apalachicola. And we actually were really close to hitting our record high of 92 in 1942, and we were above our average high of 83, but we didn't quite hit our average low of 57. So we are starting to see a lot warmer temperatures here in the Tallahassee region, especially as we make our way into summer. And those are starting to bring in more muggy dew points, 58 in Tallahassee, and it's going to start to increase once all of those storms hit the region. And starting tomorrow, we're going to see even more storms enter the region. We'll see a patch of clouds just move in through the night, but you're going to start to see this really severe line of storms coming in with this cold front over here, and it's going to start making its way eastward. So tomorrow, if you are going out in the evening, make sure you bring an umbrella or even stay indoors, because it could be dangerous. But tonight it will be 63 and mostly cloudy, so it is a nice night to go outside and hang out with your friends, or maybe even go studying outside on land at night. And tonight, if you wanted to do traveling across the Big Bend region, we will see consistent weather, 63 in Monticello if you were to go over there, and down by the coast it will be a little warmer, 70 in Carabel as well. And tomorrow, as I mentioned, with those storms bringing into the area, 82 degrees, and we will have some wind bringing in those storms as well. So make sure that you stay and check our radar to make sure that if you are going outside tomorrow, that you stay safe, and make sure you bring your umbrella as well as you go outside. And those storms are going to go in through the entire region. And 81 in Monticello, those temperatures will be seen throughout the entire region with those storms. And as Elizabeth said, we need to make sure that you stay safe. And even if you are traveling across in the entire state of Florida, we will start to be seeing a lot of storms. And if you were to stay in Tallahassee to study for finals, for example, there will be a lot of storms in the region as well. So our weekend ahead, we are going to see a lot of high percentages for rain, and those temperatures will stay mildly warm. But as we make our way through the rest of the week, all those cold front storms pass, we will see temperatures start to dip down. 53 on Tuesday is a nice cool evening that we were not going to be expecting recently, as our temperatures in the region this weekend will be 65 and 63 as our lows, but we will see beautiful conditions starting in the beginning of next week and into finals. And now we're going to pass things off to Nikki.
Thank you so much, Joy. Let's take a look at all of Florida. It is currently 82 degrees here in Tallahassee, and it's pretty similar around the board. 75 in Jacksonville. It's a little bit cooler, but really not much of a difference. Dew points, of course, it's always pretty muggy here in Florida. 58 in Tallahassee, 67 in Pensacola, and 69 in Tampa. So, you should always, we're used to it at this point. So, nothing really different than the usual. 72 in Miami as well. That's pretty muggy if I do say so myself. We have a lot to talk about the severe weather that's been going on in Florida and Texas, as we'll get to in Robert's segment. We have a couple severe thunderstorm warnings going on, and we've also had some hail in the Melbourne area. So make sure you're always staying aware of what's going on in your area, because I personally would not like to get hit by hail on my walk home from class if I was in that area. As you can see, that rain system is coming right through the state, and we might be getting hit with some rain tomorrow as well. But as of right now, Tallahassee is very nice, bright, 83 degrees. It's been just a gorgeous day if you like the heat. I personally have been pretty sweaty, which is not my favorite, but it could be worse. I could be experiencing that hail that was in Melbourne. It looked like it snowed here. It's very unusual for Florida, but it happens, weather. And for Jensen Beach, shout out to my friend Chase, who's actually from around this area. It is 66 degrees. It is raining a little bit. You can kind of see the ominous look over the beach there. Not ideal. I definitely would not be wanting to swim in the ocean right now. Definitely be watching and looking at your Weather Channel app or any other kind of ways that you get your weather wherever you are. South Florida, as you can see, we still have that rain coming through and that severe weather. So make sure you're staying safe when you're driving to and from work and whatnot. It's probably towards the end of the day, so you'll be driving home from work. It is 82 degrees in Miami, looking maybe a little bit windy. Those palm trees are looking a little slanted, if I do say so myself. It's a bit cloudy outside due to, the weather that's going through. And we are getting quite a bit of rain over the next few days. There's a higher chance of more inches of rain for the southeast, even going through the rest of the state. It is going to be a soaker of a severe weather front. Tonight is going to be 67 degrees here in Tallahassee, 71 in Orlando. Still pretty mild, but it's definitely going to be raining basically everywhere in the state. So, get those rain boots out, get that rain jacket on, and be prepared to be wet. My socks are going to be pretty wet if I do walk into class tomorrow. But tomorrow's temperature is 82 degrees here. Pretty hot, 91 in Fort Myers, so it's still going to be hot and raining, so just be prepared for that. But let's talk more about severe weather with Robert.
Right. Thank you, Nikki. Of course, as she alluded to, we have that severe weather set up here in Florida, and we have one going on in Texas right now. A low pressure system along with a warm front, it's now become a little bit of a stationary front, is creating a stormy weather pattern for areas just south of Dallas. Those of you in Dallas, you were under the enhanced risk earlier, but some of that morning convection kept that severe weather threat low. So the biggest threat is for the Waco area and points to the east under that enhanced risk. The main threats for this are going to be large hail, damaging winds, and possibly a tornado or two. Localized flooding also possible with anywhere in any of these risks, but particularly that enhanced risk right there. So that is that setup we're watching, but we're also watching one near Florida. Again, we have the stationary front. This red behind there is all the instability we have in stormy weather conditions over most of the Florida peninsula here. That's why we have an enhanced risk for a chance of some large hail, not as common in Florida as it is back in my home of Texas, but we still have a chance for, we almost saw a 3-inch hailstone yesterday, so make sure that you are staying tuned to the weather here. This hatched area, that's your chance for large hail, particularly in that red area near Melbourne and Daytona Beach, including the city of Orlando. So everyone in the Florida Peninsula needs to have their alerts on and stay weather aware all throughout the day. And as a Texan, this is a piece of advice for large hail: keep your cars inside your garage. You don't want them outdoors when a hailstorm goes through. Again, our risks, chance of tornadoes, but we're watching large hail, high winds, and localized flooding with anywhere in this day 1 severe risk. Here's the current radar in Florida. We're watching a few pop-up storms, none severe at the moment. We have one right over here just off of the coast, and a few more scattered showers and thunderstorms. And this yellow area here is our severe thunderstorm watch that we're watching there. But right now, a bit more of a severe weather threat underway here in Dallas. And we could actually zoom in on one or two of these possibly. We have a tornado warning just northwest of Waco, a tornado warning southwest of Hillsboro, and a few severe thunderstorm warnings here as well. That one just west of Waco, if we could go to that one real quickly, for about maybe 10 or 20 seconds here. If that's not possible, then I'll just move on to the next graphic. But okay, thank you. We have this one here, Valley Mills. Looking this area, we have inflow going into what looks like a notch there just southeast of Valley Mills. If you are anywhere near Valley Mills, Elmont West, you need to be inside your lowest level interior room. Let's also go up to this one near Meridian. City of Waco not under threat immediately, but you need to be watching these storms. Meridian, tornado warning here. Looks this area just north of Laguna Park, actually. City of Hillsboro, you're going to want to watch this because as it's going down the line here, you are going to be in line for that severe thunderstorm warning and possibly a tornado threat as well. So anywhere in this area, make sure you are continuing to watch the weather, having ways to get alerts because it's a rapidly developing severe weather threat, and some of these storms back here could pose a tornado threat as well. Finally, our day 2 convective outlook, a chance for a slight risk here in Tallahassee, so make sure you are continuing to stay weather aware for that here, and then also a day 3 convective outlook, including a slight risk for most of Texas. So this has been your severe weather threat here we've been talking about. Now off to the desk with Ian, Evan, and Genevieve.
Thank you so much, Robert. So I'm sure that some of you guys have heard that the Jets recently completed a blockbuster trade to acquire Aaron Rodgers, so I thought it would only be fitting in anticipation of the multiple Super Bowls they'll bring home to talk about the differences.
I don't know about that. Let's not get carried away there.
I don't think that's getting carried away.
What team are you rooting for?
I'm a Giants fan. I really think Danny Dimes is going to come through and bring us a couple rings there.
I think.
I don't know. We got our franchise quarterback. We got Saquon Barkley down there, running back. I don't know.
Injury-prone Saquon Barkley.
Don't start with me.
I thought the Giants were from New Jersey.
No, they play in New Jersey. The Jets play in New Jersey.
The Jets play in New Jersey as well, yes. It's a little
Play in the same
complicated
stadium.
with that New York thing. But anyways, let's stick to the weather here.
Yes.
New York versus Green Bay weather. So as you know, Aaron Rodgers is going to be going from that blisteringly cold Green Bay to New York, which is also cold, but certainly not as cold. So again, how many Super Bowls do you think the Jets are going to win? Let's take our bets.
Oh, maybe a million? The Giants?
No.
Maybe
I'm going to take
zero.
a big.
Haven't they
I'm
won
going to take a
zero?
big fat zero. What do you mean they won 0? They've won 4 Super
I
Bowls.
heard from a friend that they've won 0.
Well, your friend is wrong.
Oh.
Anyway,
Back to weather. So typically New York varies from 28 degrees to 85 degrees, and then Green Bay has a bigger range, but they go way colder, 14 degrees. So getting out of that frozen tundra a little bit there, but still cold nonetheless. And still have to deal with that snow too.
Yeah, now New York City, though, has quite a bit of rain, a little less snow than Green Bay, though. So a little bit varying temperatures and conditions. But overall, what's your favorite city? Who are you rooting for?
That's really all that matters. No. Don't gaslight them, okay? That's it.
So let's take a look at this. The claim here is the Jets won't make the Super Bowl this year, and this is obviously false.
False.
False. A hard false. The Jets are going to make the Super Bowl this year.
So many better teams.
No,
I'm
I
so sorry.
disagree. I think the
Like
Jets
the
are
Giants? They
Like
suck.
the Giants. Oh wow. Okay. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
So anyways,
You go ahead. You finish.
Go ahead.
the Jets are going to win the Super Bowl. That's the moral of the story. That's all I want to take. That's all I want you to take away from this show. Anyways, we'll pass it right back off to the wall here on a look at our Spotlight City.
Wellington,
yeah.
Florida.
Yes. I'm also from Florida, if you didn't also know that. But a fun fact, Florida, but I'm also from Wellington. That's what I meant to say. Excuse me. But a fun fact about Wellington is actually that it is the polo capital of the world, in case you didn't know that. It's actually quite an interesting fact. But as we look over our town center, we see that we are at 72 degrees with some very barely winds coming from the east-southeast, with some storms, as Robert touched on, in the area. So yeah, just stay inside, be aware of that. But our current temperatures, as we look out into the greater Palm Beach region, we see that Wellington is a little bit in the cooler spot at 79, with the rest of the area being in the low 80s and the high 80s over in closer to the central of the state. And as we look at the dew points, we do see that we're a little bit muggy due to that rain that's coming through. Nothing really to worry about. And if we look at our average temperatures, we see that we are well within our averages for this time of year. Maybe just a little bit on the lower side and a little bit on the higher side. So nothing crazy going on. And if we look towards our storm outlook, we see, again, as Robert touched on, that marginal risk around the area, especially in Orlando and in Wellington. And that hail also reaching our area. So keep your cars indoors, as Robert touched on. Now, our radar, we do see that rain coming through as it comes down from the north and it kind of pushes off into the Atlantic. So we kind of see that system moving through with our future radar as it kind of disappears towards the end, but we do see that precipitation kind of haunting that area. And if you are local, you can see we have the food truck invasion that will be tomorrow at 5 p.m. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be mostly sunny, and you see that perfect shade of just a little bit of clouds, so you're not going to be too hot, but it is going to be 90 degrees, so just be staying hydrated and being safe in case those storms do roll through. And if you are a basketball fan, the Heat is 3-1 with the Bucks, so if they win tonight, we don't have to worry about this game that they're talking about for the 28th. But if that does happen, it's going to be 80 degrees with that rain, so it's definitely going to be pretty humid. Hopefully the Heat has that home field advantage, as we Floridians are pretty used to the heat, and maybe they'll just sweat and lose. So let's move into the weekend. We are seeing those storms kind of staying in through the weekend. Thursday's a little bit drier, but Friday is definitely going to be pretty rainy with that 60% of rain on Sunday. But I do want to give a special shout out to my home high school of Wellington High School and the chorus program for getting Superiors with Distinction at state. That's pretty amazing. It's great to see school kind of still going on despite all the stuff that happened with COVID. And I guess I do also need to give a shout out to Palm Beach Central, just because Ian went there, but it is what it is. So let's move on and broaden our scope to the national with Evan.
That's right. We got a lot going on here. We're going to zoom out a little bit from Wellington, Florida, and there is our national temperature map. You see we're actually pretty mild for this time of the year. I'm actually very tall on this camera. There we go. That looks a lot better. But anyway, we are actually pretty mild for this time of the year. You can see 60s extending all the way up into the northern tier here. But we are a little bit chillier in the Midwest, where Rebecca is from, sitting in the upper 40s here in Chicago, lower 50s there in Detroit. So hopefully a warm up is on the way, but you can see where those warm temperatures are situated in the southern part of the country, sitting in the 80s right now, but that's also where we have those storms, and the mugginess is also elevated there, sitting in the upper 60s for our dew points. Tallahassee is really the lone exception in terms of mugginess, but look at Miami down at 73 for our dew points. That's really feeling like summer down there, and of course we have those thunderstorms down there, so it's all that summertime convection's up there too. But we do have a couple of cold spots in the center part of our country, especially for Oklahoma, extending back into the Rocky Mountains, up in Colorado and New Mexico. But most of the country is par for the course for this time of the year. There are some warmer temperatures out west, and that's going to start moving its way towards most of the western U.S. over the next couple of days or so. And I have that later for you in the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. I got to slow down here. But we're going to take a look at our surface analysis. We have those two areas that we were talking about for severe weather here in the central part of the country and also down in Florida. But we are going to have that shift towards the east as we go into tomorrow and Friday. We're also looking at our drought monitor here. The center part of our country really needs the rainfall, and we're actually seeing a little bit of that today. So that's actually a good thing that'll help out those places there. You can see that here down in Kansas. Places like Wichita are getting that much needed rainfall. So that's a good thing for them because they do need that. And actually, we'll take a look at the University of Iowa, and it looks beautiful outside. Perfect blue skies, not a cloud to be seen, sunny and 58, so that's actually a nice temperature for late April here. And then we'll go towards my home part of the country, the northeast, then with a couple of showers swinging through the New York City metro area, and that'll start to make its way towards Boston and Boston College later on. It's nice right now. It's maybe a little chilly here in 48 degrees. I wouldn't say that's cloudy, maybe like partly cloudy skies, but that sun is shining bright. Look at those rays coming out there from behind the banner there. And then we'll take a look at the Gulf Coast with very active scene here. I'll just stand in the middle here so you guys can see both of these. We'll take a look at Florida. That's where we have that big hail risk that Robert was mentioning today. Potential for potentially 2 to 3 inch hailstones in diameter there, so that's quite extensive. And we also have the tornado threat that Robert was also highlighting just south of the Dallas metro area. Miramar Beach looks absolutely gorgeous. Look at the watercolor, that beautiful turquoise. I will never get over how that water can do that. It is perfect for the beach today. 77 partly cloudy skies. Just be careful of those rip currents out there. And we also have the western radar right now. See that surface level swirl right there? That's that low pressure system. And unfortunately, it's not like Vegas. It's not going to stay there. You know that's old saying that whatever stays in Vegas, or whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? Well, whatever happens out west is not going to stay there. It's going to slide towards the east, and we're going to deal with that tomorrow. Vegas right now looks gorgeous, though. 80 degrees and sunny skies, low humidity, too, so it's really that dry heat out there. There's a 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. We'll say warm out west, cooler in the east, so we're cool for finals week here at Florida State. We're also a little bit dry. However, for the near term, we're going to be dealing with quite the extensive amount of rainfall, potentially 3 to 4 inches of rainfall coming within the next few days here in Tallahassee. But we'll take a look at tomorrow's temperatures. One thing I want to point out, though, New York City says there could be a chance of showers tomorrow. I do want to say, because the New York Knicks are playing tonight, I have a forecast of my own, and I think Stephen A. Smith would agree with me here. It's going to be orange and blue skies tomorrow in New York City when those New York Knickerbockers take home the win against the Cleveland Cavaliers Game 5 tonight at 7 o'clock in Cleveland, Ohio. So, with that being said, I'll hand it off to another native Midwesterner here, and we'll toss it over to Becca to take a look at our lifestyle forecast.
Thank you, Evan. Despite being a Midwesterner, we are going to bring it back closer to home here in Tallahassee, where I currently live, and actually I like it a lot better, as you can see behind me.
That's what I'm talking about. Orange and blue skies.
All of our handheld webcams, I definitely prefer this than the cooler, cloudy conditions that we see in the Midwest often. Panama City, beautiful sun. St. George Island, only a few clouds. Closer to home at the FSU Sports Complex, a little bit cloudy, and some clouds at Lake Bradford as well. For our airport delays, thankfully Tallahassee has no delays. We haven't had any impacts for them for that severe weather, nor the cold front that's going to go through here just yet, but we will see some over the next few days, so that could change. For some of our bigger airports, we are seeing a couple delays. Orlando looks to be the only one that is yellow right now. They have that hail threat going on, so they do have some pop-up storms that are impacting that. I know Dallas earlier had some delays because of the storms. However, that threat looks to have moved south. You could expect some further delays in those areas, though, for flights that may be coming or going to those areas. For our pollen report, the only one that is high right now is the grass. Thankfully, we've moved through the trees and the weeds. Those are finally down to low, but we still have high grass. So if you're someone who suffers from seasonal allergies like myself, we're still on the watch out. Keep taking that Zyrtec. We're almost through the season. For our dog walk forecast, starting tomorrow morning is going to be when you want to get your furry friends outside. We've been talking about this rain that's going to come all week, and it's starting tomorrow afternoon. So starting in the morning, it's going to be nice and pleasant, 64 degrees, warming up slightly, 70, the sun go behind those clouds, 76 by 11 a.m., and then we start to see those higher rain chances tomorrow afternoon. So definitely get out there in the morning, take advantage of some of the sun and dry conditions. Tonight we're experiencing poor conditions for stargazing. We're going to have some prefrontal clouds covering the area. You can probably already see those outside right now if you take a peek. So not ideal conditions for stargazing, and definitely nothing close to the conditions they had in the Midwest where I am from and saw the auroras earlier this week. Unfortunately, we can't see that here, but we do get some pretty nice skies on those clear days. For some of the events going on around the area, we have our FSU softball game that is going on tonight at 6 p.m. That's here in Tallahassee. Thankfully, we're going to stay fairly dry, hopefully. It's dry right now as we're going on, so it's going to be 80 degrees, partly cloudy. We have our baseball game, which is going to be in South Bend, Indiana. Definitely a little bit chillier at 58 degrees. And that will be taking place on Friday. Our beach camps are beautiful, 72 degrees at Shell Point right now, with great conditions, well, questionable conditions through the weekend. I would rescind my great conditions. We have cloudy skies right now, 81 degrees, and the weekend is kind of a washout. We're expecting rain chances all throughout the weekend. Not the best for outdoor activities, but it is going to be beneficial for us who have to be inside studying for finals next week. We're going to pass it off to Oceana. She's going to give us another look at the local.
Thank you, Becca. Yes, so we do have some really cloudy conditions across Doak Campbell Stadium right now. I would say mostly cloudy, and it's 83 degrees, so we have some clouds rolling in, which you can see on the radar here. We have a front going to come through tomorrow. But as for right now, we are looking pretty clear, so definitely enjoy that because it is going to start getting rainy, like Becca said. Here in Tallahassee, 83 degrees, and up here in Donaldsonville, 80 degrees. So all across the board, we're sitting really warm today. A little bit cooler down by the coast, 77 degrees, but overall staying really warm around here. Our temperature today was a little bit above the average, 86, and however, it is not close to It is a little close to our record, actually, but thank goodness we have yet to hit the 90s. But for our dew points, today it might have been a little bit drier if you noticed, but that is going to change when this front comes through. We're going to get a lot more moisture in the area. Here in Tallahassee, our dew point was 58, and up here in Donaldsonville, 59. All around the area, staying a little bit drier, Tallahassee being the driest, however. this future radar, like we were talking about, right here we are going to see some rain push through tomorrow night mostly. So we are going to have, as you can see, here we go, that radar pull through, that severe weather. Definitely watch out if you are going out tomorrow night. It is going to be really rainy. Definitely bring an umbrella or even stay inside if possible. But if you are going out tonight, it should remain all right. Tonight it'll be 63, a really nice night, mostly cloudy, pretty good night tonight. Definitely enjoy it because we are going to have some rain tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, going through next weekend. For tonight, 65 degrees in Tallahassee, 64 in Bainbridge, all around really mild temperatures. Really enjoy this for now. We've got low 60s all around for tonight. For tomorrow, 82, really warm tomorrow, but that thunderstorm chance will increase throughout the day. So if you're going to get outside tomorrow, if you've got plans, definitely do that in the morning, as we are going to see those PM thunderstorms come around the afternoon time, especially if you've got classes. Definitely pay attention to that. Like I said, all that rain all around this area, really going to be very warm all across the board. Here in Apalachicola, 77 degrees, and all the way over here, 80s in Georgia as well. We're remaining really warm, but really wet tomorrow. For the week ahead, this weekend, not going to be so good, but it will bring some cooler temperatures for finals week, which is really great actually, and we will have some really sunny days next week, so that's definitely something to look forward to for finals week. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for, we are going to see who is taking over our Wednesday shows next year.
Yeah, thank you, Oceana. I can't believe this day is already here. As is tradition, we're going to be sending off the next team leader for Wednesday night. This has been an absolute honor. I cannot believe how fast it has gone. I've spent many, many, many hours in the studio, and honestly, I'm really sad to see it go. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Priscilla Vijalta as our next Wednesday night team leader. Go ahead, clap, everybody, clap.
Hi.
And as is tradition, I will be passing off the Wednesday night clipboard to our new team leader. So here you go.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Yes.
FSU Weather Wednesday is in excellent hands with Priscilla. We are going to be an amazing show next year. So congratulations, you've earned it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's honestly been an honor. So if you have anything to say.
I'm super excited, so glad to, honestly I've been introduced to FSU Weather in the past and so grateful to have the opportunity to be a team leader next year. If you're part of the show family, make sure to come out to Wednesday's show. It's going to be great.
Awesome. And I think we'll run our socials now. So there you go. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/FSU Weather.
And make sure to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU Weather.
And of course, do not forget to watch us live on YouTube at 6 o'clock every single day, Monday through Friday, youtube.com/FSU Weather.
And make sure to follow us on Instagram for updates at FSU Weather and send in your pictures.
And follow us on TikTok at FSU Weather.
For sure.
Thank you so much, guys. It's been a pleasure. We're going to leave you with one last look at the 7-day.
Have a great night.
Okay, so I'm just going to close out the show. So as Oceana said earlier, we expect those storms coming in Thursday afternoon all the way through the weekend. But for our finals week, we'll see some beautiful sunshine. And just remember, just study for finals and have a good night. This is Josh Mullane. See you around.